This is Tank's Vlog, July 16th, 2018, wrapping up today in sports. It's all over in Russia. We have got a new World Cup champion, and that le champion is the France. Yes, it was Bastille Day weekend, and France made it extra special, taking home the World Cup for the second time. They took the World Cup home 20 years ago when they were actually the host nation. This time, they were much more dominant and really clearly outclassed Croatia. They were the big favorite going in. It was no surprise that this was going to happen. No surprise that France won as big as they did today. They took an early lead on an own goal. Croatia did fight back, briefly tied it. But one of those things that soccer ticks you off about is some of the rules. And France got a chance at a penalty kick on a ball that basically hit Ivan Perisic in the hand. Now, he didn't intend to handball this ball, but it was just one of those things, and the soccer rules say that if you touch the ball with your hand in the penalty box, it's a penalty kick. So, by letter of law, this was a penalty kick. France made the kick, and from there, it was all over. France added 2 goals in the second half. Eventually took a 4-1 lead. Croatia did fight back briefly. They had a chance. Basically, Mario Mandzukic picked the pocket of the French goalie. But it was too much, too little, too late. As France celebrated, it was funny as after the game ended, when the ceremony started, they handed out the World Cup. The skies opened up in Russia, in Moscow, and they celebrated in a driving rainstorm. So, 4 years from now, the World Cup will be taking place in a different time, in a different region, in the desert of Qatar. Boy, how many palms had to be greased for that one? I still don't understand how Qatar could be hosting the World Cup. Maybe they want to put it in a Arab country, but why not have at least them share it? Qatar is such a small nation, and they're building these stadiums with slave labor. That's, we talk about the NCAA being corrupt. There ain't nothing more corrupt than FIFA. So next year we'll be seeing the Women's World Cup in France with the U.S. Women's National Team getting a chance to defend their crown. So that's it for soccer. We'll watch MLS if we're bored, and that's it. On to baseball, last day before the All-Star break, and the Mets just couldn't keep it coming. The 2-game winning streak, I guess it was too much to ask. Good start today by Corey Oswalt, but he was taken out for a pinch hitter, then came to bullpen, and Anthony Swarzak in the 7th inning. Anthony Swarzak, you are a bum! And you know who else is a bum? Jerry Blevins. At this point, the Mets should trade Jerry Blevins for a box of used crackers, or whatever they get. Trash. They should trade Jerry Blevins for trash, for cans, so they can take to the recycling plant. Jerry Blevins is an absolute bum. He needs to go. Needs to go now. I don't care what the Mets get for him. Get him off this team. He can't get lefties out. He hits batters with 2 strikes. Total implosion. No chance to win after he came in. And they're talking that Mickey Callaway is going to get another chance next year. Of course he's going to get another chance next year, because the Mets are morons. Like I said, it's the Wizard of Oz. The Mets are the Wizard of Oz. You got a manager with no brains. You got a team with no heart. And a front office with no courage. The Yankees also lost the last game before the All-Star break. Michael Brantley, hit a big home run in the 8th inning, giving Carlos Carrasco the win out of the bullpen. And that was bad news for the Yankees because the Red Sox continue to roll, winning 5-2. How many of these games over the last that the Red Sox have won? 12 out of the last 13 games. How many of these games have been 5-2? It seems like every time I look up, the Red Sox are leading 5-2. It was the Orioles edging the Rangers 6-5. Texas, boy, I tell you. Marlins ended the first half on a positive note, winning 10-5 to beat the Philadelphia Phillies and put the Mets into last place. Braves won 5-1. Pirates had a walk-off win to complete a sweep of the Brewers. Milwaukee Brewers, I tell you, they're glad that the All-Star break has arrived because they're not playing too well. It was the White Sox 10-1 winners over the Royals. Brian Dozier hit a grand slam walk-off in the 10th inning to beat the Tampa Bay Rays 11-7. The Tigers doubled up the Astros 6-3 as Justin Verlander was beaten by his old team, giving up 4 home runs. The Cardinals, under new manager Mike Shildt, responded nicely and beat the Reds 6-4. It was the Rockies completing a sweep at Coors Field as Trevor Story hit a walk-off home run in the 9th inning to beat the Mariners 4-3. And in the Freeway Series saw the Dodgers beat the Angels 5-3. The Bay Series saw the A's beat the Giants 6-2. The Cubs beat the Padres, extending their lead in the Central Division. All of a sudden, things are going well for the Chicago Cubs. And there's our All-Star break. We have the standings, and it looks like this as we go into the All-Star break. You suck, Mickey. You suck. Look what you've done. You've ruined this team, and you're going to ruin 2019. Cancel 2019 if you're back. Today's 3 stars are Cayenne Mouapi of France, who had a goal, basically the rapper. Mouapi was basically the spirit and soul and energy, the 19-year-old. I tell you, with the way he played, don't be surprised if France is contending for a 2nd straight World Cup in 4 years in Qatar. We have Brian Anderson of the Marlins, who had a home run, 3 RBI, and 2 runs scored. And Brian Dozier, who had that walk-off grand slam as the Twins beat the Rays. Today's birthday shout-out goes to Barry Sanders, who turns 50. And we take a look back to the 1950 World Cup, where Uruguay stunned Brazil in what would be the final. It was actually not a tournament style, but more of a round-robin final that year. And all Brazil needed was a tie, but they lost the game to Uruguay 2-1. Check out the full story of Barstool Sports, where sports history and Sports Encyclopedia, where sports history lives. Good day. Oh, Mickey Callaway, you suck.